get their tickets to fly to Paris. This is going to be exciting. 2 years back to back. We've gone to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. This time, Paris, France. This is going to be absolutely awesome, Neptune. I think I need to practice saying croissant before I go there.
I don't know. I there's a lot of things that we need to prepare for because this is a different scenario right now. Same goes with the teams right here. But just set expectation, as AJ did mention, including EVOS Divine. So if in case EVOS Divine would be part of the top 8, then our threshold would move. So that will be the top 9 overall. So just to make sure that everything's clear. And it has happened before. It has happened before with Team Falcons. They might not be the champions, but they were able to make it there. But we're still looking forward to who would that be. It's getting close, especially on that threshold line that we have out of the 8 and 9 spot right now. But again, we only have seen 4 matches for now.
Absolutely, just 4 games. I don't know what else is going to happen, but we are actually going to take a little bit of a break, ladies and gentlemen, because there's something that we just need to sort out, which is a little toilet break for the Mustachio and Neptune, okay? So when we go and we come back, we promise you we're going to have the action non-stop. We'll be right back. Y'all don't go anywhere.
Three, two, one, go!
Tapnya ada di sini nih. Woi! Dir. Bang, tadi bener nggak salah, Bang? Bang, Bang, ini lihat sepatu nih. Gua nggak lihat sepatu. Sini tuh siapa lagi yang besar? Udah kocak belum?
यति धेरै डेन्टल प्रब्लम्स डोन्ट वरी मेरो सल्लाह कोलगेट टोटल हाम्रो बेस्ट एक्टिभ प्रिभेन्सन फर्मुला यो जम बिल्डअपसँग लड्नमा 3 गुणा उत्कृष्ट छ जुन धेरै जसो डेन्टल प्रब्लम्सको कारण हो कोलगेट टोटल डेन्टल
have taken a few breaks right here just to make sure that everything is fine for the teams on the stage. But we are looking forward to more battle right here, especially on our next map, on our 5th map, Nextera, wherein we might see some of the teams move up on that leaderboard.
Absolutely, man. Falcons, the reigning defending champions, are not moving up the leaderboard so much, and this has definitely become a problem. But Secret WAG, the team with the home ground buff, the team that did not rise up to the occasion on the point rush stage, has now suddenly awoken the beast within. Suddenly awoken the beast within on our grand finals, the only team that's 20 points away from the champion rush condition. But of course, Aurora Gaming not too far, 21 points away.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a few points, and we know that they can pull it off, especially for Aurora Gaming. I did mention earlier that out of 3 games, they managed to get 20 plus on those points already, and I don't think they will be slowing down unless some of their teams try to challenge them in the early parts and eliminate them early. We've seen that so far, but if we're talking about one team, specifically Twisted Mind, we know that they can recover. One game brought them up on the leaderboard, but unfortunately the others is planning the same thing. Thus, it's just a scramble out of this grand finals.
Yeah, no doubt at all, man. I mean, you know, you look at the situation out there on the battlefield, and you definitely have to question how are these teams going to manage the stress of being on that stage and not performing, right? Especially if you're one of the squads from Vietnam. Flash, B, Esports, Gao, they have been down at the bottom for a little while already, and I think, you know, the pressure is definitely getting to them. RRQ and Bigatron by Vitality, man, I don't know what to say. RRQ, one of the most lethal squads out there, even they are struggling. But that's what's going to happen to you in a solid lobby of Southeast Asia. These are no easy lobbies to survive, man. I mean, even as I say that, the supremacy of Southeast Asia just has 12 squads in some of these maps on the 14th minute mark. How insane is that?
Exactly. I mean, it's really tough to say who's going to win those engagements, but you've seen how quick everyone was eliminated. And it gives you like any hiding spot on those situations. It's a good thing that it might take a while before we get back to Bermuda and see some similar scenarios. And Bermuda is one of the maps that we've seen most of those instances, whether it's 11, 12, 10, 11, 12, there's still a lot of teams surviving towards the end. And it's not just about survivability and camping. They are fighting against each other. They just know how to pick their teammates back, and they know how to revive them just in case vending machine is available. But for now, we'll have to see if that would happen constantly in Nextera. That has been a recurring problem for most teams. They get eliminated and then they get back on a revive. Thus, we might be seeing a lot of points being gathered by the top dogs in this match, and they can easily achieve that 90 points.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And you know, when you look at the action out there, it seems like we definitely needed to take a pause based on what was happening, right? There was a situation towards that final circle where, you know, things definitely got a tad bit tense between WAG as well as Buriram. As Buriram were distracted trying to take the EVOS players out of the equation, and, you know, a lot of the action kind of shifted over towards the outside of those walls. A lot of the shots definitely went the way of Flash as well as Team Aurora, which they sustained quite well, Neptune. I was very surprised to see the Malaysian squad just hang on for their dear lives in that situation.
Yeah, I do agree. I mean, it's been a while since we've seen Malaysia be in the grand finals, and this is a great motivation for them as well. You did mention about like teams who were not before. They are receiving a lot of words from their management. So I guess this time around, they are just paying tribute to all those support that is being given for them, especially for Aurora Gaming. Being acquired by a team or a brand like Aurora Gaming is something huge already. And this is a good preparation for them, not only for this grand finals, but also if they make it, or if they make it to EVOS.
And you know, this situation makes things even more tense. We're waiting for the game. What sucks more than playing a game that you're going to get kicked out of early is waiting for the game to start, because you're not sure what's going to happen in the match. You know, but jokes aside, Aurora Gaming currently doing it without the booyah at all makes me very confident that this is the year that the Malaysians might be able to pull this off, right? And I say I'm confident that they might, right? I'm not very confident, but there's a high likelihood that Aurora Gaming does manage to get the job done. Without a booyah so far, they've been making a phenomenal run. All they need is one booyah after they hit 90 points. And if they're just going to keep it... that one booyah after achieving the champion rush condition, I'm going to be a happy camper here.
Definitely. I mean, they're bringing the trophy to your home.
Oh, yeah. Amen. Amen.
So I'm really looking forward to them really pulling off this time. I'm like, again, it's like with the current champion rush condition, even before this unlimited games, even with the cap, Onyx Olympics, remember them, they managed to take the last year's ring. So it is given away to those who are smart enough to know the reaction that they have to do within each game. All you have to do is achieve the champion rush condition, and then what they can do is just slow the pace down. Copy whatever the other teams are doing to survive towards the end, and make sure they have a better vantage point to secure that booyah. We've seen that from Onyx Olympus, we've seen that in any instances already, and hopefully we see this again. Not only for Aurora Gaming, for the other teams who haven't achieved that championship in Southeast Asia.
Absolutely. We're just taking a quick stock check of the players on the stage, and it looks like, yeah, everybody's here. Bear with us, guys. Even Marshall's saying. Bear with us, guys. We're just trying to get these matches back up for you. We know you're very tense. You're more nervous than the players on the stage, which is very nice to watch. It's very entertaining that you guys are so passionate about Free Fire esports, and we love that. That's exactly what we need out of the community, this undying fiery passion for you guys. Keep it up. That's exactly what's going to keep Free Fire esports alive for a long time. So thank you for your love, but in the meantime, apart from love, what we need is more points out there on the leaderboard. Neptune 4 games down, potentially 4 more games to go. By the pacing of these squads and based on history, it has taken us an average of 8 games to sort out Champion Rush. What do you think? Do we get to 8 games, or a little earlier we see it ending this time?
I'm assuming it might be earlier. I didn't expect that battle to happen, like the battle that we've seen for the first few maps, to be that continuous, and we have been seeing that. There's only a few instances where in the pause or a stalemate is happening within a game, but now we are ready. The lights are out and the playing path is set, and every squad is racing to get the #1 spot. The only question though is who can get the 91st.
Well, we are geared up for this next game. It's match number 5. It's the place where you go to when you want to mess around with the shotguns. It's the place you go to if you are a pro on the M590. Next channel time, baby. Those CQCs are gonna be hot, and the elimination feed is gonna be lit.
From between midside and Rust Sound, the flight path starts, and it will end on the northern part of Turbine. We can see a lot of teams already spreading out right here, especially for Team Falcons. For Team Falcons, they split up on a 2-2 on Rust Sound, trying to cover every approach, making sure that no one would be contesting them. But those close behind or in front would be Gao Esports, but they are planning the same thing. They occupy Zipway and also somewhat in between or in front of Zipway. RQ though, no contention other than one player from PE Sports. So they can see an horizon, but it's far enough for them to deal with, so they can focus more on looting.
So this is too close for comfort. Ma'al, man, what are you doing out here? Need a sniper. And he's going straight to LBD. Ma'al, the madman with the Drogon running. And he wants this CQC. Have you seen a sniper do this? Whips out the LMG as well. Unable to find one. Drogon. Ma'al, the Russia, I tell you. This guy, the Swiss Army knife with the rolls.
Yeah, I mean, this is good for Ma'al, for RQ, because there's so many instances where in the CQCs, he's the one looking out. He's the one keeping at bay, or being at bay right now. But now he's putting the pressure in the LBT and other players of PE Sports as well, just to give way or give time for the rest of the squad to go for the finisher. There you have it, Asian Tier managed to get the first blood, and with that, I think they might be able to spot out more of PE Sports.
Absolutely, man. M60. Level 1 in the hands of Ma'al. This guy is a menace, I tell you. Carrying everybody away. 2 eliminations already. RRQ looking strong. RRQ looking for the recovery game on this map. Decker Square still has PE Esports and Shadows of Twisted Minds potentially on the approach.
See though. On the other side, we have Aurora Gaming trying to start off their eliminating streak. But going against the 3 players of BTR, this might be deadly. It's a good thing Azrael is in here. And Cryomine goes far. Azrael will be tagged up with Ice Grenade, and Dix as well as Koja will be trying for a push. But Suez already made that flank, but no weapons for the long range, and they will be losing out one player. Suez might be tagged up, boxed out, and eliminated. It's a good thing that June, as well as the other players of Aurora Gaming, is far away and can't bring them back, but this is lost opportunity to gather all the points.
Yeah, June needs to be the survivor to get away here. Suez has been doing great so far, but Nick's reaching up on time. The distraction takes Suez out of the equation. Double revival by Jun. This is the recovery play for Aurora, but up against Team Flash at Twin Bridges is just going to make the recovery phase a little bit more tough for the Malaysian squad.
Well, Twin Bridge is one of the areas of the map in Xterra where we ended a lot of battle, but it seems like BTR might be ending right here with Gao introducing themselves. Spank and Dix trying to recover, trying to hide out. I think Death already have them on their crosshairs. Dion trying to challenge them on one side, and Death giving an opening from behind. And there goes the 3rd player from BTR. The final one might be spotted and might be cut down. But speaking of final, here comes Aurora Gaming. June only remaining in the UAV against 2. This might be it. Aurora Gaming lost opportunity to get that 21 points and reach that 90.
Such an early exit for Aurora. The Malaysian squad didn't even have a chat with Yunsul yet. So that was just on that in that situation. But unfortunate, I think, very early skirmish. Just took their chances down a couple of notches. Put it up, one elimination in hand. But now Twisted Minds, Pina, beautiful shot, the F590, Valiant dash, breaks down the defenses. But Bass with the instantly quick pickup, and they turn around the matches here. But Raja, Riptide Rhythm away from far away off of Diamond. And that puts Falcons in a little bit of hot soup. 700 coins, not much for the revival. Racha brought in just a second before Limit gets taken out of the equation. Survival run here for Falcons.
Oh, let's see on how well they can survive. They're going past Twin Bridge, might be meeting up a few more teams. But AG this time around, meeting EVOS Divine. But one thing that we're not sure of is why EVOS Divine is far away from each other. They're spread out a little too thin. A revive has been put in onto Gochil, and Russia is trying a Fender machine to bring back one more. BTR though, managing to survive that battle that we've seen earlier. Now needs to deal with one player from United. Have they spotted him? Have they seen him? And will he be targeted? The question might be yes, because Jonah was spotted on that rooftop and now being gunned down by Dix.
EG, secret AG, but Dew with a big save off screen. Players getting annihilated one after the other by RRQ, but Dew brings the squad back in. Big run by Vitality on the other hand, going to catch a couple of Buriram players, but Wasana the savior for the side of Buriram. Knocks and recovery. This is the phase where we see the squads come back, and now 11 full squads on the map yet again.
And this is one reason why Xterra has brought in a lot of elimination, because despite of how heated teams is, the vending machine is well available from most instances on each compound. So all they have to do is gather all those coins and then find the closest vending machine and revive the residents. We've seen that several times already, and now we have full squad on all 11 teams. We are just waiting for next phase to show up, as we are now seeing AG, or a couple of players of AG Global, who might be able to spot out Wasana, but there's also one more player from afar. I think that was Moshi, who might be able to gun them down. Same goes with Get High and Jonah.
Oh, big fight here, big fight. AG Global looking for the activation on Point Rush. Will be rushed by Wasana. Valiant dash. Oh, beautiful Riptide Rhythm breaking down the defenses. Wasana couldn't get away from that one. Thought he could slink around those glue walls, but no, said Dew, shutting him down and his chances with those Riptide Rhythms. And now Buriram, two more players for the pick in here. If AG Global can get to them. Get High is the closest one. Cypher moving straight on in, but they've got great defensive compounds for cover, so AG Global will have to overextend to find these players of Buriram.
See, they're nameless. They could have gotten to Get High already, but he's still in the open, spotted. Even the Arc couldn't save him right now, and they will be jumping out, gunning them down, and making sure that all bases are covered. Saifa with back 10 brings him down, and that is 8 elimination already for AG Global. They are hungry, they are heated, and they want to get more.
AG Global needs 24 points. All they need is 4 more eliminations and the Booyah, and they will activate Champion Rush. How about this? Jonah as Nameless drive by, hopping out of the vehicle. Vehicle disappears, and so does Jonah. But Moshi brings him back instantly in. How much does Moshi have?
I don't know. Moshi has kept this distance from Motion twice right here, and he's just focusing on gathering all the points. Won't be surprised if they have a Susie similar to what we're seeing from 2 right now. But Saifa, I think with the UAV, they spotted where they're coming from. Saifa with a little bit of drift action, but heading to that vending machine was a little bit too late. So I guess the ideation for AG Global right now is once they beat up one team or one player for the team, they spot out the nearest vending machine to spot out an opponent as well.
Oh, RRQ this time hunting down Jonah. Mochi's gonna get caught out here if he's unlucky as well. Oh, Jonah, defensive play, and Mochi with a backup from a farmer, all catching Jonah. That knock on a base was all Mochi. Riptide rhythm from afar. Mochi single-handedly trying to annihilate RRQ's players, who quickly back away. Mochi giving away his position, but he definitely scared the crap out of them. So I don't know if they're gonna go in for the attack. Man, this Mochi is dangerous.
Oh, definitely dangerous indeed. But a couple of Dinoculars, triple on the Dinoculars being laid out just in the south of Twin Bridge, spotting out Team Falcons, Gao, Team Flash, and BTR. Even GAM XBE would be in that area, and I won't be surprised if a lot more will be joining them. Still, we have 11 teams in this fight, full squad from everyone, and they just need to buy a little bit more time to get into that western part of that next circle because it's quite open for everyone.
Buriram has managed to make a full recovery already. The revival after revival after revival, and they haven't managed to take a pause just yet until this moment. Gao will find one, digs down on the ground. Team Flash up against EVOS is another appointment that's running. Cryo Mine tossed out here already, tagging up the Zom. Information given away, but no takedown just yet as Flash quickly recovers. EVOS takes the lower ground.
Oh, look at that. 3 Team Flash already regrouping on 1v3 and also on switching it up on the 2-2. On the second round, this is a good plan. They don't have that much window to be shot at, and they can just invite EVOS Divine in on one of those stairs, but they need to be careful because in red, some teams might be joining this party, making sure that third party would be real. But good thing that Flash did manage to put up a barricade of walls right here to stop that from happening. Buying time from second to the third phase of the circle is what everyone needs right now to find out if they need to move away from this compound.
And EVOS was also looking to find the refreshes on their active skills. Were all on cooldown after tossing out that Cryo Mine and attempting the initial push into the compound. But now that those active skills have recovered, I'm expecting EVOS to get a little proactive in a bit. WAG though, from the revival, sending out the UAV, making sure nobody's coming for their vending machine.
Let's see that. RRQ with this new gameplay coming from RRQ. It's just refreshing that they're trying something new. Even Macau is going in for that aggressive run in CQC. And this might be them listening to what we keep saying. And every time that the team will be eliminated, Maal was the outlier where he can be gunned down in CQC. So they're just trying to avoid that right now. Similar to what we've seen on recent time. This time they're playing safe, and this is a good plan.
Definitely good. Oh! What a break on those glue walls. Look at the pelting off those shots. What's that, a cord? This is going non-stop. Pop, one after the other. Mahal now with the Car 98 looking for the knocks, but Twisted Minds has not given away any at all to RRQ.
I guess what's happening as well, other than the shots on the opponents, 18 tiers making sure that everyone's healed up with that heal system. And this is a good plan as well. Not really wasting resources, making sure that they utilize everything without spending that much, because they would need that on the final circle. If it ends up similar to what we see in that Bermuda. But with United jumping in just next to Team Falcons, not quite sure if they have been spotted already, but shots has been fired and BTR is just next to them. So this might be spelling trouble for the 3 teams within that area.
Secret WAG UAV playing, and the binoculars scans out RRQ. WAG and RRQ now. The potential 4v4 about to blow up on the battlefield. AG on the other hand at Zipway need to make their way in, and ESPORTS already trying to stop them off screen. RRQ on the other hand is continuously topping up their HP here as they're shot from across the battlefield. Gao is probably one of those culprits who are trying to reach them.
You know, Yao is in the middle of everyone else now on the edge. The only team was close enough to be able to get into next phase circle. And judging from this, there's not so much of compound to play with in this area. So this would push everyone out in the open, and the 11 teams might be going down in less than a minute, similar to what we've seen in Bermuda. But it starts right here. AG spotted by the Cam XBE. Maybe taken down though. That is a question, because it seems like Duke is taking the front lines compared to what we see them often play.
Bigger question is where in the world is putting them on the battlefield. AG versus PE might just be a thing in a little bit, but AG very quickly, sneakily rotating right below PE Sports, cutting down the distance, using those blue walls really well. A124 will be popped. Those players cannot use their active skills just yet. Ice grenades up to the top, and Steffi instantly popped to protect them for a bit as they recover. Smart play by PE Sports.
ESPORTS right now. It's a good thing that the angle is being taken by AG. Global was just not that on point. And even FGL is not burning them. So they have eliminated themselves right now, and good opportunity to shoot them down if in case AG Global was not expected. But they hide away in the compound. They have plenty more time. But speaking of BRU United, they are now in fight against Team FALCONS. Let's see if they can break through. Pina's already in the ground, and here comes the rest of the squad going in for a rush, but gets high backstab by Limit 7. They didn't expect that to happen, and Guerrero is still in play. Jonah will be taken out, and BRU United taken down by Team FALCONS.
And Gao, not even beside them, activated the A124 on time and got the eliminations. How insane was that? Gao actually takes 2 points away from that elimination. And now AG Global needs to pick up barrels here. Pressure by Bigatron by Vitality from across the battlefield. AG Global looking to activate the champion rush condition for themselves here. Secret WAG on the other hand, annihilating Kristen Mines.
Oh, Twisted Mind out at 8. Now we have 17 remaining. Team Flash being dealt with by AG Global, but opposing personal Gao and BTR. Now it's trouble for Gao or for BTR right now. If in case they will be spotted from afar, but even Spot will be eliminated. And RQ might be next. Abe managed to go for a cross that container, but they get tucked up with that cryo mine. Here comes Secret WAG going in for a push. Will they be able to break through on that defense being done by BTR?
And I don't know if this is a great idea from Secret WAG. They could have just rotated around looking for the AG squad. And one shot! PLS1, PSK, AWS combo. Deadly indeed. RRQ out of the way. Riptide Rhythm from the back. Bigatron by Vitality. Shot from the back and the front. And WAG cleans up house. The end sneaks away the points. Cypher gets one for himself. It's now AG Global, Gao, and Secret WAG. Two Vietnamese squads in the final circle.
Two teams from the top and one team at the bottom. Good chance for Gao Esports right now to stack up on points and reach that top 8. But how will they do it if Secret WAG is already gunning them? One down already, a few more to go. Ice grenades, glue wall melters, even the Steffi. They need to step out because there's a lot of damage being received out of Secret WAG, and they might be going down a bit. Even the damage, even the pressure coming from AG Global is that high so that they might not survive. Now, this is the rivalry that we've seen so many times. AG and WAG.
Absolutely, Secret WAG looking for the activation on the champion rush condition inside for what a valiant dash. Wang arm down on the ground, and here comes the flank around from Nan 7 as well. Nameless in there, backstab by Digui, and Secret WAG dismantling AG Global one after the other. Only the sniper left in here. 4 players behind. Secret WAG back to back to back. Booyah!
I definitely love this side of Secret WAG, and now with that alone, they have activated the champion rush condition. The question though is who would be joining them, because we've seen the teams very close to that activation. Apart from Aurora Gaming, who was eliminated early, there's a lot of elimination that has been farmed out of this game.
Man, 3 booyahs in a row. Everybody sit down. Secret WAG is here to rule. And these boys were savage. I can guarantee you, Neptune, 2 teams have activated champion rush condition with this game. There is no doubt whatsoever, because the top 2 teams who were so close, and we were talking about how Secret WAG needed to go for the booyah. They needed to get a massive game, 24 points minimum, 20 points minimum, no problem whatsoever, says both teams at the same time. So now we have 1 Thai squad, 1 Vietnamese squad up on the top, who can walk away champion. And if Vietnam does it, this is going to be history. This will be the first time ever Vietnam gets crowned the champions of Southeast Asia. Man, I have to say this again. How much have they grown? This is beautiful.
I do agree. I mean, from the initial part where ESPORTS introduced themselves in the EWC, a lot of Vietnamese teams has started to move up.
Yeah.
So it took some time, but now that they're on home ground, so especially for Secret WAG, they're getting that boost from the crowd. They know how to please the crowd, and this is their way of doing it. Hat trick out of that booyah, and it's rare that we see that anymore because of how aggressive Southeast Asia is. But Secret WAG managed to pull it off once again.
Absolutely, man. Aurora robbed of their opportunity this time round. 21 points required by the squad to activate Champion Rush. They were so close, because we've seen games where Aurora made 21 points look like absolutely nothing. In fact, in 2 games today, they scored 21 points. One game was just slightly better, 22. I mean, but that was exactly what they needed. 21, 22 points, it would have activated Champion Rush for them. They got annihilated with no points whatsoever. That must be heartbreaking for Aurora. They need another chance. I wonder if they'll take fate into their own hands, because if teams want to stop WAG and AG, they have to hot drop them. Problem is, we just exhausted 5 maps. Next match, randomizer. Where do you find them? By the time they figure out the map, do they have enough time to plan an ambush? That's going to be a big question. I don't think they have enough time.
Oh yeah, I mean that's one thing that we need to work
Sports later on, right? But they got to remember, the longer they take to pull Twisted Minds, the harder and harder it will get, because the distance will get, the margins, everything will get a little bit bigger and bigger as we go. Currently, 3 Vietnamese squads sitting down at the bottom: Flash, Gao, and PE. But Secret WAG is roaring, and they are up top, man, in the top 5 right now. I'm really loving how this is kind of suiting up. They can provide in RRQ. They haven't really found their aggressive side just yet as well. And as we look at Bermuda, Neptune, we need to focus in on what Flash can do here, because we saw their run all throughout the competition so far. Within phase 1 and phase 2, they walked away with 4 booyahs. I said RRQ. RRQ has 3 booyahs on this map that's coming up called Bermuda. So these 2 teams, we definitely have to keep an eye on them.
Let's not forget though, Aurora Gaming, despite only having 1 booyah, they managed to put up a lot of elimination. And this is just, I think this is a warm-up. This Lar map is just a warm-up in preparation to Bermuda. If they can rack up all those elimination once again, and then just to like dropping in most of the maps.
Yes.
And they're the ones starting off that battle. They're the ones who's, I couldn't say, I'm still thinking it's 50-50 between the 2 teams, but most of the time, that's one reason why AG Global gets eliminated in most cases. It's because of Secret WAG.
Yeah.
If this is the plan of Secret WAG, they might be able to pull it off, just stop AG Global from the beginning and then just keep silent towards the end. And they might be bringing home that trophy.
But you know, sometimes you want to do some dirty work. You can't do the dirty work on your own, man. You might just get messed up. You got to send somebody else. So I don't know if anybody else is thinking of saving WAG and annihilating AG's chances. Secret WAG, they are on a roll. Momentum is on their side. Momentum is with Vietnam. 3 booyahs in a row here on our grand finals is mind-blowing. And PLS won 9 eliminations, 3,546 on the damage. AWM, the weapon of annihilation. He has definitely made his fans proud.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a good thing. After some of the players has been a change in this roster of Secret WAG, PLS1 is one of those who was stuck with this with them for quite some time. And with this, he managed to move up as a sniper role, and now like everyone else is paying dividends to that decision. But look at this, 3 players from AG Global right now taking forward 5 each, so that's 15 already out of 3. And the DN from GAO ESPORTS, again, remember the GAO ESPORTS was third party and have a good chance to move away from bottom of the leaderboard.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And if you look at this in the grand scheme of things, AG Global, they did a lot in this match because those eliminations, man, that was just fire. But PLS1 stole the attention at the very end. Look at this setup. Skylar, Oscar, A124, Steffi. This is a 50-50. Again, aggressively, they can go all out. Defensively, they can go all out. And they depend on Nan7 desperately, all because they want to avoid those grenades. And, you know, PLS1 has just been on fire with those Riptide Rhythms, man. This has just been an untouchable version of WAG today.
I do agree. I mean, they've done it for 3 times already, and with that hat trick on Abuya, I don't think they will be letting go of that roster. A lot of teams might be thinking of how to counter this otherwise, so they need to be on their toes. But there you have it, highlighted in gold. They are close enough to smell that trophy, to touch it and carry it, but they need that Booyah to be able to do it.
Yeah, if you smell what FFWSC is cooking, it's WAG and AG. Secret WAG has kept their strategy a secret all throughout the competition. Man, they lagged behind. They struggled to find a qualifier. At least that's what everybody thought. And now they are just ripping these squads apart. And the consistency is just beyond mind-blowing. It might I add, Secret WAG, during phase 1, they were not even in the top 6. They were towards the bottom of the leaderboard. And then in phase 2, you thought that maybe they would be one of the early ones to find the qualifier. That wasn't even the case at all. They definitely struggled. We saw a couple of booyahs from them, but just not perfect runs. But Secret WAG today, just a different kind of beast now.
Yeah, I do agree. I mean, 30 bomber coming from the team, 18 elimination. It's quite even though. The difference would be because of the placement point, but it's still a new side of Secret WAG. I know. The question would be, would it be the motivation coming from the crowd, or they have just prepared this kind of aggression just for this moment? Because as you did mention, it didn't show that much from the earlier stages of our competition.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, this is something that we need to focus on today, which is where these teams sit on the overall leaderboard. Because yes, one of the biggest targets for us is to find out who's going to be the champion. But another one is also going to be who are these teams that make it to Paris, France for the Esports World Cup. Map selector, game number 5. Where do we go? Who gets the advantage based on this map? Should be able to know. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this could all end right here. It could end on game number 6. Secret WAG, All Gamers Global, Purgatory. We go back to the map where Secret WAG scored their second booyah.
And there you have it. Game number 6. It is now reset on Unlimited. It's now a start of the limited rounds right now.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to some of the teams trying to catch up. Again, the condition would be the condition now has been added for some of the teams. It's not just achieving 9 points, not just getting Booyah after that. It's denying AG Global as well as Secret WAG from getting the Booyah from this map. And then you get to the point. So easier said than done, but I'm really loving the story right now. It might end right here.
It might just end right here. Falcons are 2 times Southeast Asian champions. Buriram 1 time, Onyx 1 time. Maybe Secret WAG can be 1 time as well. Secret WAG has not achieved the heights that AG Global has achieved for themselves. Clash Squad, you saw them become the Global Finals champion. Secret WAG, on the other hand, yes, they were good. Yes, they managed to get far, but just not as far as some of these boys, right? This is history in the making for Vietnam. We have always mentioned, we have always talked about how Vietnam has been one of the fastest growing regions and one of the most explosive in terms of free fire, esports, action. And we've always admired the growth. But now I think it's reaching its maturity as one of them steps it up and becomes the champion of Southeast Asia, and then the world stage is not too far from then.
Yeah, I mean, as you know, when growth happens, you will bear fruits out of it, and this is a fruit that they are ready for picking. So it might end in 1 map, it might end in a few more, but I'm pretty sure the motivation is on them. So, well, who will it be? Would it be AG Global? Would it be Secret WAG? Or someone else? Just put it in the comment section as we set up this map number 6, this game number 6. This might be, this is just poetic. Because purgatory, it's either heaven or hell for everyone who would pass or fail the test.
Absolutely, man. I am just so nervous for these squads out there. If you look at Secret WAG, their best run has been just dominating Vietnam so far. And even in Vietnam, their dominance was mostly back in 2023, where they managed to dominate the Clash squad for their Spring League. We also saw them, win out Arena of Survival. That's so long ago. In the recent times, Secret WAG, their best has been a podium finish. Their best has not been lifting a trophy. They need to make a difference for themselves. Now, locally within their leagues, they have definitely been challenged. Southeast Asia-wise, they have been in the circuit for a while, but it hasn't borne fruit just yet. And like you said, when some reach the maturity, yes, they do bear fruit. What tree is this, though? Does it even fruit in the first place?
Yeah. And how does a fruit taste? Because it might be bearing fruit, and it would be sour later on. That would stop them from achieving more in the future. So there's a lot of conditions right now. I know there's a lot of analogy that we're using right here. Hopefully you understand that. But it's just that this is refreshing, because we're seeing Secret WAG now topping the board. Most of the time, it's the common teams. We have BRU United, Team FALCONS, even AG Global this time around is topping the board, especially from what happened in that point rush, or all throughout this tournament. After the motivation from being the global champs in Clash Squad, they suddenly changed their pace. They understood that Do needs a better frontliner, needs better teams, and they managed to pull that off. So all those adjustments is just not preparation for the next tournament, but all the tournaments that they have moving forward. And it's just getting closer to a lot of changes right now.
Back in 2024, when we did go to Ho Chi Minh City for the grand finals, this was FFWS Spring 2024, where Falcons became champions. ESPORTS managed to climb up. They were the runner-up. This competition, though, PE seems to be a tad bit flat out at the bottom, barely able to do anything. So Vietnam is definitely cheering on the team that is closest to doing it, right? WAG.
Yeah.
Yes, they do have some favoritism between which team from Vietnam they want to win, but at the end of the day, they don't care. As long as a Vietnam squad wins this for the first, like I said, history making, very first time for Vietnam to become Southeast Asia champion. They don't care who does it, as long as Vietnam's champion.
I do agree, and it's a good thing as well that there's a lot of options for them before they head into Point Rush and Grand Finals. They have 4 teams representing them. Now, it's more of how far these matches are going to go, because given the chances of more matches, those at the bottom, like Gao Esports or GAM X PE, might be able to climb up. And again, it's still a question of who's going to Paris, France, to represent their region and Southeast Asia for EWC. And we've seen Team Flash slowly doing that already. So they just need a little bit more push. They just need a little bit more opportunity. But that would depend on the 2 teams that is close enough to be champions. Will that be given? Will that be taken away from those top 2 teams?
Yeah, man, I think this is a tough one. And Aurora has been getting challenged out there as well. This should have been their game, but they missed that opportunity. And fun fact, Jun is a tour mode player. But before we get a little bit deeper into that statement, EWC 26, this one has moved from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia to Paris, France. Just for this year, we'll see if or not it brings us anywhere else next year. But for the time being, this is what we're looking at. This is the road to the Esports World Cup. 8 teams, excluding EVOS Divine, will get their tickets to fly to Paris, France. July 15th to the 18th, make sure you block out your calendars. If you can't join us there, make sure you tune in online, because if you think